joining the 5th annual Give Work Challenge. This is the first edition of the 2022 challenge for existing businesses. And I'm in studio with the Uganda team. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching us from.
Good morning. Welcome and welcome again. My name is Hilary and I'm here in the studio with the Nairobi, Kenya 2022 first edition finalists.
We'd like to take this opportunity to thank the LJF board, all the volunteers in the jury, our admin team, finance teams, IT team, everyone who has been supportive throughout this Give Work Challenge journey. You guys are total gems. We also want to thank the extended Summer family, our donors, and all our mentors. It really does take a village, and we appreciate everything that you have done to support the Give Work cause. Since the Give Work movement started, we have supported over 27 ventures with over 180 communities being impacted through employment.
8 more ventures will introduce us to their amazing business innovations today, but you can only have 4 winners. That said, let us meet our Give Work Challenge 2022 first edition finalists.
Hi, this is Team Single Pay and we are ready.
Aqua Biosand Filter, we are ready.
Hi, we are Origin Limited and we are ready.
My name is Engule Ban, and on behalf of Saben Foods team, we are ready.
Hello Lela Jena Foundation,
we are at Afrique
and we are ready.
At Innovate Hub, Waste Resource, we are ready.
Hey everybody, this is Eko Dodo. We are ready, man.
This is Team Gold Kit and we are ready.
Yo, I don't know, Hillary, this is definitely the winner circles. We've got such diverse companies that are pitching today. I'm not a judge, so I wouldn't know who to pick here, but who are you supporting, Hillary?
As you said in Liliosa, it's quite difficult. I can tell myself who's going to win. Anyway, we've made the teams. Now let us meet our judges for today.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Lillian Kiplanget, a program director at Summer, with over 15 years experience in the fields of finance, operations, and business strategy. I'm also an innovation enthusiast in the East African community, having worked with tens of startups to set up their ventures and also to scale. I'm very excited about the teams that we have with us today and looking forward to learn more about what you're doing. All the best.
Greetings, everyone. I'm thrilled to be here and kudos to the Give Work Challenge team. My name is Aisha Ali. I am the year advisor to the International Trade Center and the regional director for the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs. I've worked with startups, growth stage entrepreneurs, and I'm thrilled to be here. Good luck to all the teams.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. Second time doing this. Great selection, guys. My name is Noreen, and I am passionate about startups. I've been doing it for 15 years. My favorite thing to do for startups is create their go-to-market strategy and also have them succeed in being scalable. Passionate about bootcamps, and most of all, having people come from idea to an actual physical product and or service.
Thank you very much, our judges, for today. Officially opening this year's edition is Tassilo, who founded this competition with his wife, the date Laila Jana.
Hi guys, and thank you very much for having us here. Well, I can't believe it's already the 5th year, and I've been reviewing past winners over the last couple of days, and it's amazing what these guys have done over the time. So you guys have big shoes to fill. So my name is Tassilo. I'm here on behalf of the Laila Jana Foundation. I'm also ready. But I'm very happy that I don't have to judge today. It seems to be a tough job for the judges, but I'm very excited to see what you guys are gonna do. Always remember, there is no winners or losers here. If you don't get nominated today, come back, try again, or even try again. Excited to see who's gonna win today, and thank you very much for you guys' efforts.
I don't know about you guys. I'm really excited about this year's editions for the existing businesses. We've received a huge number of applications from diverse fields, and the quality of innovations and ideas is getting better every year. Opening the stage this morning is Ako Bioscience from Gulu.
Hello, I'm Philip Omar, a co-founder at Aqua Biosan Filters. We are located in Laibi Division, Gulu City. We started in August 2021. We make Biosan filters out of concrete and plastic materials. This is a unique device that turns potentially dangerous water into safe and drinkable water. The idea came as a result of our visit to Gulu Referral Hospital, and we found out that majority of illnesses are waterborne related illnesses such as typhoid, dysentery, bilharzia. This is not only in our locality, it's in the whole of Uganda and the world at large. It's really so sad that in 2022, we still have 21 million Ugandans, that is more than half of the general population, that lack access to this clean and safe drinking water. And globally, there are about 2 billion people that also have the same problem. This is according to World Health Organization statistics. Many organizations have been tasked to bring out feasible solutions to these problems, but we as Aqua Biosan, we could not wait any longer to be part of the solution. For us, it was in accordance with the 6th SDG goal that states clean water and sanitation for all. So this makes this project a life-saving project.
Our Biosan filter works in such a way that water is poured into the diffuser basin, which slows down the rate at which it pours onto the sand. In the first layer, biological processes take place where the microorganisms in the water feed on each other, thereby reducing in number. On the second layer, there is a static charge that is formed in the sand due to the process of mechanical trapping which occurs. Therefore, the microorganisms that are there keep on reducing in number. In the third layer, natural death takes place there, thereby the organisms die because there is no aeration and the conditions do not favor them. So the water that seeps down enters the pipe and comes out through the nozzle, ready for drinking. This water quality is tested by our production manager, who is a biosystems engineer and works in conjunction with Gulu University Institute Laboratory. Our channel strategies include retail, wholesale, and social media, among others. Our values include innovation and invention, integrity, honesty, and commitment to our clients. Our stakeholders are communities which lack access to clean and safe water, and these include churches, hospitals, homes, etc. We employ both skilled and unskilled employees in our different departments. We aim to be the leading producers of Biosan filters in East Africa. And the roadmap to this is that since January 2022, we have been able to impact 51 households. And with increased funding, we expect to impact over 200 households by the end of this year. Water is life. Aqua Biosan for healthy hydration.
Thank you very much, Aqua Bio. Very innovative idea. My question to you is, who are your competitors and what's your value proposition?
So far in northern Uganda, we are we are the only producers of biosand filters. But here in central Uganda, there is a company called Arosha, and they are NGO based. So those are the only competitors we have. Thank you.
I echo what my fellow judges said. Excellent product, definitely solving a real issue in the African system whereby we have a lot of waterborne diseases. Now, my question to you is, what channel are you using to distribute your product? And you talk about selling to the retail, wholesale customer base. Do you have any data on your sales?
On our sales, we have been able to, the cost of the sales, we have been able to sell 51 filters.
Are you using to distribute and market your product? And who knows?
To distribute and market our products, we use brochures, we use social media, we go out to the communities, informing them about our products and the usefulness to the community and how it's going to impact their health in different ways.
Can I interject? Hi, Biosand. Great presentation. Unless I missed it, what is your price per product?
Literally, one biosand filter goes for around $120 each of them.
That you're selling it at $120 to the 51?
Each product is $120. So for the 51, each person purchases it at $120.
Oh, okay. And how much does it cost to produce it?
To produce it, it's 405 Uganda shillings. 405,000 Uganda shillings.
400,000 or 400? Please, could you clarify?
It's 450,000.
Thank you.
Thank you, Akobaya, and thank you, the judges. Now let's come back to Nairobi, Kenya. While they were pitching, I was having a chat with this next team. And here is what they are going to pitch us today. And they're going to really tell us exactly what you need to buy, why you need to buy this innovative product for your bathroom or a place of convenience. When the judges are done with them, we're going to go back to Kampala, where VoltKit will tell us more about how they produce and distribute green energy to the people of Uganda.
Hi everyone, my name is Frank Mokitakula, founder and CEO of Origin. You've ever been to a sitting toilet, then immediately the waste lands in the water splashes on you? Well, this is not only irritating, but comes with a lot of infections with it. As you all know, most toilet sanitation facilities in Nairobi and Africa at large are not usually maintained to high levels of hygiene standards, thus putting our women and girls and any toilet user at risk of getting infections. Actually, research from World Health Organization shows that every year, more than 100 million women from Africa suffer from toilet-acquired infections, and more than 60% of this is as a result of toilet-bowl water splashback. Looking at a situation in East Africa, 63 million people still share toilet facilities. And looking at our country, Kenya, the country spends about 27 billion Kenyan shillings every year to cater for poor sanitation and hygiene. That's why at Origin, we came up with a solution to solve this gross sanitation challenge in Africa. It is a powdered product that when put into the toilet bowl water creates a thick foam that rises above the toilet bowl water. This thick foam is well scented to absorb the waste odors and also act as a toilet freshener, sanitizes the toilet, and most importantly, prevents toilet bowl water splashback. With this, be it going for a long call or even for a short call, it's able to totally prevent toilet bowl water splashback, thus able to achieve preventing any toilet-acquired infection by 60%. Our target client is any toilet user who cares about his health and hygiene, but most importantly, women and girls, not because men are not affected, but because women are prone to UTIs and they have adverse effects as compared to men. Because UTIs in women, one, causes them to experience vaginal odors, which in turn makes them have low self-esteem. For the school-going girls, it leads to decreased performance. For the working class ladies, it leads to reduced productivity, thus leaving the men to shine. Recurring UTIs is one of the causes of kidney failure. We all know what kidney failure can do. Last but not the least, UTIs in women makes them experience pain during sexual intercourse. We don't need to talk about that. You all know how bad it can be. So our service obtainable market in Kenya, considering a 10 to 15% market penetration, is at 118 million US dollars. We pride ourselves having patented the product. We obtained a utility model patent, and most recently, we also acquired the CABE certificate that allows us to sell the product in any geographical area in Kenya. We are asking for 6,000 US dollars that you can be able to, one, create awareness in the market because it's a new product, acquire inventory, and also fully upgrade our website to e-commerce that clients can get the product from everywhere. So ladies and gentlemen, if you did not experience toilet bowl water splashback yesterday, today may be your day. If not today, then tomorrow. We recently recovered from the COVID-19, which was airborne. Who knows, maybe the next pandemic may be waterborne, and our toilet facilities will play a very critical role in either spreading or controlling that new pandemic. As they all say, prevention is better than cure, and the best way to prevent any toilet-acquired infection is by the use of the toilet anti-splash. You'll find us in all our social media platforms at Origin Kenya. Thank you.
Origin Limited, when you were pitching, I was, having a surreal moment of when I'll have a experience of a flashback. So yeah, I'd like to know or give us a breakdown of your unit finances. How much is it to cost one unit, and how much do you sell it at, and what's your profit?
Okay, so currently I've not come with the ideal sachet because the ideal sachet is a 30-gram sachet, and the cost of production currently is at 13 Kenyan shillings. We sell at wholesale for 30 Kenyan shillings, then we retail at 40 shillings. So, okay, those are the current production costs and the selling prices. But then with large-scale production, we'll be able to bring down the cost. We can even reach up to 6.5 Kenyan shillings per sachet, and then we'll be able also to bring down the retail price.
Wow, Origin, that's a very brilliant product. I can only imagine what schools and public facilities would do with such a product. So well done there. My question would be around licenses and permits, but I'm glad you already brought that up. Given that it's a chemical product, I'm interested to know from where do you produce from and how does that get impacted with scale?
Okay, thank you for your question. So we have a production facility along Mombasa Road in Kenya. In a go down, we do the production manually, but then we've contracted the packaging into the 30-gram sachet. So about the impact, one good thing with this product, as I've mentioned before, we have obtained the CABE certificate. For CABEs, they usually look on the consumer safety. And for such products, all sanitation products, the pH is one of the key things. And the pH of this product, it ranges between 6.5 to 7.5, which naturally cannot even irritate the skin. So it's friendly on the human skin, but then when it comes to the sanitation facilities, it does it work well. And then you asked the impact on the skin. So on environment also, I'm very happy because our product is environmental friendly, because you're using very environmental friendly chemicals. And like, for example, our main ingredient is citric acid. Citric acid is widely used even in goods consumed directly into the body. And then when this foam goes down the drain, for example, if you flush the toilet, it helps convert the black water to gray water, which is also naturally absorbed into the environment and used by plants as nutrients.
Brilliant. And finally, I just wanted to understand on your competitor analysis. Are you aware of who are your competitors and what are some of the things that would block you in terms of market penetration?
Yeah, okay, our competitors as of now, okay, as much as we have the utility model patent, I cannot rule out the fact that we have competitors. So our competitors are, they already established toilet products manufacturers who have the power to diversify. But then, who have the power to diversify. But then one key thing is that currently in the market, in Kenya, East Africa, and even Africa, we're the only people who have a product that is mainly geared towards solving the anti-splash problem. The other products that are available in the market are used maybe in sanitizing the toilet and absorbing waste odors.
Over to you, Noreen.
Thank you. Brilliant, brilliant. You had mentioned in reference to retail, wholesale. Where and who have you partnered with to wholesale your product, or is it direct to market?
Okay, so currently, in that I mentioned we've not partnered with so many people. We just have single vendors who source the product to sell to their individual clients.
And for wholesale, when you say wholesale, how many units do you have in wholesale for it to go for 30?
Of course, the minimum order quantity is 10,000 units, 10,000 sachets.
Okay, of the 30 grams?
Yeah.
How many have you moved?
So far, we have moved, we only have 2 people who have sourced the product on wholesale, because we got the KEB certificate this year, April, and we have been looking for this for 3 years, because according to the Kenyan rules, if it's a new product that is not in the market, it means that it does not have the standards. So when you initiate the process, it takes an average of 3 years. And we know how our institutions work. We had to push for it, so since 2018, and then we got it this year in April. So before then, we used to sell to friends and families and parents. But then after getting the KEB certificate is now when we are able now to have the liberty to sell even to the public, and that's when we got those 2 vendors.
So how many have you moved with those 2 vendors?
I said 20,000.
You've sold 20,000. Okay. And for the retail, have you moved any units? Apart from friends and family?
Yes, about 1,000.
1,000. Okay. Thank you.
Guys, I don't know when last time you had a splashback. I was having that for myself, but I leave it to you for food for thought. Voltkit from Kampala, it's your turn. Please tell us what you got for us.
Hello. Hello. Good morning, everybody. My name is Ekelocha Mendesi. I am the co-founder of Voltkit. Bill Gates once said, "Energy poverty is real poverty." What does energy poverty mean? It means life stops as soon as the sun goes down. It means closing the doors on your business and missing out on income to support your family, on top of spending 15% of your already limited income on kerosene that produces fumes that have so far killed more people than HIV and malaria combined. It means getting treated at a hospital, not equipped to store drugs, power incubators for newborn babies, and run medical machinery. Unfortunately, energy poverty also means living without a sense of security and feeling disconnected from the rest of modern society. And yet, according to energy economics, 66% of Ugandans are severely energy poor, and 33% of Ugandans are multidimensionally energy poor. This brings the average deprivation rate to 51%. This literally means that half the country is plunged into energy poverty. And without access to clean and affordable energy in a sustainable manner, the poor get poorer and the socio-economic gap widens. Taking this information into account, myself and my co-founder, Kademe Eric, founded VoltKit, a company in Tinder, to fight this very energy poverty through unlocking the true socio-economic potential of batteries, with our solution being rooted in the principles of circular economy. What do I mean? I mean we make new batteries from old batteries. How do we do this? We make new batteries from old batteries by collecting old lithium-ion cells from dump sites and repurposing them into energy vault systems. These energy vault systems can then be sold to our main target market, who are the over 5.3 million Ugandans or households living off the grid. In order for us to be able to make money, we source the lithium-ion batteries from dump sites where they're causing chemical pollution to people and being a danger to life on land and in water. These lithium-ion batteries can power a whole house, can power an entire small business. Well, did you know that your laptop battery being discarded, even though it may not be able to power your entire laptop, 80% of it will still be able to give light to a house, give light to a school, and power a household and a small business. We at VoltKit believe that the key defining challenges of our time are ending poverty and ensuring sustainability, and clean and affordable energy are central to both of them. Therefore, it's time to rethink, reinvent, and relay. We provide these energy kits to our customers through partnering with solar companies, through other energy entrepreneurs, and also through retail agents and direct sales and referrals. We've been in business for over 2 years and have grown from a nano factory to an idea. We are located currently in Tinder. We've been able to power over 200 households with our energy storage systems. And because our business is rooted in the principles of a circular economy, it means we're tackling global challenges like carbon emissions by fostering cleaner energy systems, access to clean and affordable energy, and e-waste management through mitigation and reuse. My team is made up of myself. I have co-founded Minet Technologies, a company that builds agnostic technology to solve different human challenges. My co-founder, Kademe Eric, who is a senior electrical engineer at Umeme. We have Yomukama Ambrose, also a technician at VoltKit. We employ 4 other technicians during peak demand hours, and also 8 other people in the form of agents and battery sources. Thank you.
VoltKit. When you were, lighting the bulb, I saw it, having a bit of time to light up. So my question would be around safety. How safe is it for businesses using it, for households, and also durability? How durable is it?
Okay, so basically how this works is that we collect lithium-ion batteries from all these dump sites. These lithium-ion batteries are found across each and every electronic device, from your laptops, your batteries, electronic vehicles, and electronic bikes, the latter being more popular in Uganda. The lithium-ion batteries have a higher energy density than lead-acid batteries. This means that they can store energy. We put them through a process, obviously, once we pick them from these dump sites, to enable us to know which ones have the minimum voltage required to be put into a VoltKit system. The ones that are not are disposed of accordingly, according to the NEMA guidelines, and the ones that have the minimum voltage requirement are then put into VoltKit systems and sold to our customers at a fraction of the price. Now, keep in mind that our batteries are abundantly available, since Uganda recorded about 17 million kilograms of e-waste just last year alone, and this is obviously projected to increase by 4.5 million kilograms according to the Global UN e-waste report. This means that our raw material is readily and cheap and available This means that we're able to sell a battery at almost only $50 with a cost of production of only $20. We're beating our competitors because our battery, one, being lithium ion and having a high energy density, is better than lead acid batteries. Most of our competitors, like Uganda Batteries Limited and Exide Ion, produce cheap lead acid batteries.
About software, the problem which was on this slide, so that problem can be solved by the inverter. Of the inverter, which regulates the power generated from a battery and gives us the minimum power or the maximum power we want for our load. So for today, we have our load as the TV and this light. So this light can't get any shock because we start using switches and the circuit breakers, which will be controlling our power from the source, which is the battery, then giving it out to the loads, even protecting them from any shock or any damage or any danger to the environment or the human being.
Thank you very much. Over to you.
All right. Wow, this is excellent. Just seeing what you're doing in solving one of the greatest problems in the world right now, which is creating sustainable energy sources. So brilliant work, VoltKit. My question goes towards your supply chain. I'd like to understand a little bit more on how you plan to sustain your supply, given that you said right now you collect from dump sites. So if you're going to scale, what is going to be your source in terms of getting the batteries, because you might not necessarily get them from dump sites to meet the need that you will encounter. How do you plan to manage that?
Okay, so basically right now we've been dealing with people who we send out, who we call e-waste dealers. Normally you have people in downtown who just collect all this scrap and are able to sell it to us in forms of kilograms. So obviously on our plan to scale, once we've been given the grant funding, we will set up. Right now we do have one nanofactory where we process all this e-waste into these VoltKit systems and redispose them by partnering with solar companies and whatnot. So what we plan to do is setting up sites where people are told to bring all their old batteries and e-waste, instead of throwing them in rivers, instead of throwing them in slums where they end up becoming a danger to kids who are playing around, to the animals in water and polluting all the other water sources. So the moment we're able to set up a collection site, people will then be sensitized and told to bring all their old batteries, all their old electronics, because these lithium ion batteries are found in everything. Your laptop battery runs on lithium ion, your radio, lithium ion, each and everything is lithium ion.
That's a great plan in terms of where to source. Now, my final question is just on where's the battery used? For example, myself as a retailer, can I use that, or is your target customer only the solar companies and the bigger corporate energy companies? Is it also used for domestic retail use?
Actually, our target market is the people living off the grid. We got this idea originally since we're electricians. We've been moving with Umeme and installing and also installing solar panels in different village areas. And obviously, our customers keep calling us as we are the contact people for these companies. So when our customers call us, they normally have a problem with the batteries that are given. The solar panel works great, but the battery just cannot keep the energy for long. And eventually, after just about 2 years of usage or a year of usage, if it's running a whole household, it's disposed, that becomes more waste. So us having lithium ion means that any person is able to use it. We're providing this to vendors, street vendors we have seen, the guys doing muchomo, the guys doing roadside chicken. Those are the people whose families depend on such businesses and without access to this energy. Or like, for example, now this battery can power a store for probably about 2 weeks between charges because it's lithium ion, it has a high density charge. And basically what these people need is lighting, a light in the dark to keep working throughout the night to get income to support their families. We also provide it to hospitals, small hospitals, mostly small government hospitals with basic medical machinery, incubators with powered incubators for babies. You may think that it takes a lot of power, but it doesn't. And given that our battery has a higher energy density than lead acid batteries, it means that this can be used by anyone And this particular model can basically power, I think, the whole of Samasource if we're given a chance.
Thank you. We'll definitely consider that. Thank you. Voltkit, over to you, Noreen.
Thank you. Great presentation, Voltkit. I had two questions. One was, how long does that the kit that you have that you're presenting right there, how long does it last, and what is the maintenance? Is there any maintenance in that conversation?
Okay, so for our business model to be truly circular, what we do, the lithium ion batteries that are assembled here all have a minimum volt of about 3 volts. So this can go for up to 5 to 8 years, 5 to 8 years in between charges. And we do offer the solar panels for as cheap as $3 and sell it off as an entire kit. So there's no need for maintenance cost. All you need to do is just hook up, plug and play, hook up the battery, hook up the solar panel, and then power whatever you need to power. The solar panel keeps it charged over the period of time it's being used. And given that most of our customers are in semi-arid rural areas and areas that receive a lot of sunlight, this is basically the best solution for them.
Okay, thank you. And what is the kit? You keep on mentioning a kit. What does the kit entail? If I was to get a kit.
Okay, so if you're to get a kit, you will receive a battery system. You'll obviously let us know, we'll see the size of your household or what your load needs. You'd receive a battery system, depending on that, together with a solar panel, together with an inverter. That's all you need. Something to convert the direct current to alternating current, from alternating current to power your entire household.
And the cost of the kit?
The cost of a kit, this particular kit is about $80, but we spent about $10 to $20 in its production. We just source the batteries very cheaply. They're very abundant. And we normally pay people what, 2,000 kilograms per, 2,000 Ugandan shillings per kilogram of e-waste. You'd surprisingly find that in your laptop, probably one lithium ion cell battery is dead, and that's why your laptop just can't be on. So when you take it to your dealer, it's just going to remove that battery, give it to us for free for probably about what, 1,000 Ugandan shillings, 2,000 Ugandan shillings, obviously in kilograms. And then that's when we put them through our process that we refined over the past couple of years, and then determine which ones are going to be disposed of properly, and then the ones that are going to go into our Voltkit system.
Sorry, you said $80 as in 80?
Yeah, $80. That's 60% cheaper than all other UBL batteries, Excite batteries. These are most famous manufacturers, and I guess we don't know their prices. They range in $1 million Ugandan shillings, 700,000 Ugandan shillings.
So the whole kit, the battery system, the solar panel, and the inverter cost for retail, $80.
Yeah, $80. The solar panel is $3.
Thank you.
For the part of the kit.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, judges. Do we have any other questions? One of our other judges, Joshua, has just joined us. Joshua, do you have any questions for Voltkit?
Hi, Voltkit. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a very nice idea. Recycling, basically, we're using all these old batteries. Like all businesses, you have to have a certain wow factor. What is that one thing that keeps you that basically your competitive advantage? What is that thing that no one else can get?
Okay,
that will keep you in business for much longer than others?
Okay, so I think the one thing we do have is an abundant source of cheap raw material. Basically, what we do here is just apply our knowledge and know-how assembling these Voltkit systems. We've perfected the process over the past 2 years. We've grown from just an idea to a nano factory, where our technicians basically we just collect the batteries, assemble them into these systems, resell them, dispose of what's not needed according to the environmental guidelines. So I guess our secret sauce is being able to complete the whole cycle with probably a circular energy business.
Thanks.
on? Okay, can we try it out?
Yeah.
Okay, should I step away a bit? I'm okay here. As they try to power this on, we've given out over $114,000 to 27 social businesses since 2018. And of course, if you have a light bulb idea like VaultKit has, and you want to be part of the Give Work Challenge, we have just opened up the second edition of the Give Work Challenge. Remember to just subscribe to our channel, see what the past competitions have been about. But remember to apply on our website, www.lilajanafoundation.org/apply. The next team that is coming up is all the way in Nairobi, and they are going to tell us how exactly to safeguard our money as we make online transactions. Over to you, Single Pay in Nairobi.
Hello, my name is Ted and my partners are George and Eric. Have you ever bought anything online on Instagram or WhatsApp and the seller disappeared with your money? Or maybe what you paid for and what the seller delivered are two different products. For example, you bought a 1,500 shillings designer t-shirt and the seller delivered this. So I bring to you Single Pay, which is a mobile app that seeks to protect buyers online by holding on to their money until the seller delivers the authentic product and then the seller receives the money.
So in 2020, KTN News reported that there are over 3 million reported cases of online Kenyan buyers being scammed by sellers on platforms like Instagram. These sellers receive their money, but they never deliver their orders. Or if they deliver their orders, then they deliver fake products. And that these buyers lose over 5 billion Kenyan shillings of their hard-earned money every year through such scams. You see, one of the biggest challenges facing online buyers and sellers in Kenya and Africa as a whole is the issue of trust. Sellers want to be paid upfront before they make their deliveries from the fear of losing their products. I'm sure when you try to buy something, the seller always tells you, "Tuma pesa kwanza" for me to deliver the order. And buyers are hesitant to pay before they get their deliveries from the fear of losing their money. And both sides are usually correct. This makes buying and selling really difficult because even cash on delivery is almost impossible since the buyer and the seller are mostly from different cities. The buyer is in Nairobi and the seller is in Mombasa. So the seller cannot physically go and pick up the payment. So how does Single Pay work? Please allow me to open my phone. So when you open your Single Pay account and you need to pay, so let's say you want to buy a laptop from a seller, you'll agree with the seller on the price, the place of delivery, and the day of delivery. You then go to your Single Pay account, and then when you click on pay, on send money, we have two options. Here there's single hold, so single hold holds your payment until the seller delivers the product, and there's direct pay. If, for example, you already know the seller, you can send them the money directly. So you will go and type in the amount, then the account number, and send them the money. So we'll hold that money in our safe account. The seller receives a notification of the payment. They deliver that laptop to you, and then you confirm it's genuine. We release the payment to the seller's account immediately. Or if you didn't receive the order, then there's here, if you go like on the transaction, there's a red button. You can click on that and start a dispute where we'll investigate and see what the problem is. Maybe if the seller didn't deliver the item. So we make money by charging a 2% fee on every transaction. And since June, we processed over 60,000 shillings with over 30 users. We also have payment APIs that the seller can plug into their websites and collect payment, both direct and escrow from their customers. Our customers include buyers of clothes, shoes, electronics, and you can use Single Pay to pay for anything, even a chicken, as long as there is little to no trust between the buyer and the seller. And I know you're asking, George, Single Pay might also be another scammer, but we've also partnered with reputable brands like M-Pesa to hold your money, and no one can send or withdraw your money from Single Pay unless they have your fingerprint or your PIN to initiate that transaction. The Kenyan online sales market is projected to reach around $7 billion by 2025. So we are positive that the demand for Single Pay services is only bound to increase from here. And within the next 5 years, our vision is to expand Single Pay to offer all the traditional banking services that most of the Kenyan customers are currently lacking. You see, we don't want to stop at escrow payments. So within the next 5 years, you'll be able to get your salaries on single pay, save money, earn interest on your savings, get unsecured loans, and even we plan to include insurance products. Single pay is led by a capable team. Myself, I'll be graduating with a degree in finance next year. My co-founders, Ted, Eric, and Sammy there, all have over 5 years of experience in mobile app development. So when you use the grant in marketing, customer acquisition, hiring a marketing expert, and producing organic content to make sure every buyer and seller out there knows about single pay. We'll also use that money to in servers, paying server costs, and the other important things that we'll need. So don't be like my friend. He's a friend of mine called John. He recently bought a shoe on Instagram, but the shoe, when it arrived, it was not Nike, it was Nike. And when he called the seller told him, I know it's fake, but if you walk too fast, your friends will not notice that it's fake. So please use single pay today and make safer payments.
So ladies and gentlemen, don't be like his friend John. Download single pay today. Let's shop online and let's make it safe and convenient. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Solution, single pay to a real life problem. I believe either of us has been a victim of such a scam. So quickly, I have 3 questions. One would be, how do you onboard your service providers who are selling the chicken, the clothes? And then secondly, how do you ensure quality? If I am John, for instance, your friend, now, the replica of so many friends, I want to order a Gucci bag. How are you going to ensure that I receive an original Gucci bag? But then, so secondly, on quality, how do you onboard service providers, but also the 2% service charge? Is it on the customer or the service provider? I'd want to understand that.
Okay, thank you. So the 2% fee is on the customer side. So when the customer sends the money, we automatically deduct 2% from that. And how do we onboard our service providers? So if the customer that initiates a transaction on single pay, so the customer initiates the transaction and then the seller signs up. So the seller just signs up, creates an account, their name, ID number, and then they get an account and then they can receive that payment. So the buyer that initiates the payment. So on quality, so on single pay, after the buyer has paid the money, we hold it and then the seller delivers that item. So it's the buyer that sees if what the seller has delivered is what the buyer paid for. So if it's not that, the buyer can initiate a dispute. And then with that dispute, we contact both sides. The buyer tells us, George, I paid for a Gucci bag, but what I received is maybe a Gucci or something that wasn't in the picture. And then we ask the seller, what did you deliver? So from that side, everyone provides their evidence of what they delivered and what they received. Then from there, we make a decision. So after making that decision that this really is not something that the buyer paid for, then we refund the money to the buyer, and then the seller collects its item. So that's how we do it. Also to add on that, we're actually looking to partner with, we are actually in the final stages of partnering with the delivery partner. So they'll be handling most of the deliveries. This is to ensure that we as single pay can actually verify that something was delivered and it was what was delivered easily through our delivery partner. So that's what we are working on currently.
Very much. Over to you.
Thank you, Aisha. And I definitely echo Aisha's sentiment. With the growth of e-commerce, trust and safety is one of the rising concerns, and definitely your product, or service definitely seeks to solve this. I have myself had instances of buying Nike instead of Nike. So my question to you is around the sellers that you want to onboard on the platform. How do you protect their interests? Now, looking at e-commerce, most of the growing e-commerce are small-scale businesses who are on cash basis, and that is why e-commerce in itself is growing. Now, how do you protect that they will be paid at the end of the transaction? And also, what is the motivation for sellers signing up? Because I think both ends matter. As much as we are focused on protecting the buyer's need, what about the sellers? Could you tell us a little bit about that?
So our main value to the seller is this. So you see, if you're a seller, there's this time a buyer can tell you, but like I live in Nairobi and you live in Nairobi. Let's meet at Afya Center and then give me that item and then I pay you on cash on delivery. But then when you arrive at Afya Center as a seller, the buyer is not picking up their phone. Then you've wasted your time and maybe your money to go to Afya Center to deliver that item, but the buyer is nowhere to be found. So from the seller side, we protect you from those false orders that some buyers place on your site. So like you reach where you are supposed to deliver the item, but the buyer is not there. And also there are those buyers that you deliver the item and they tell you that they'll pay after delivery, but then they disappear with the order instead of before they pay you the money. So we protect you from false orders and those buyers that are likely to disappear with your product. So sorry, I missed the first question. What was it?
It's just around, again, it's all about the sellers and how we protect their interest in terms of cash basis. Who completes the transaction and how long does it take? Is it yourselves at Single Pay, or is it the buyer who completes the transaction so that the seller gets paid on time?
Okay, so mostly the duration of the payment depends mostly on the buyer. So like if, for example, I'm in Nairobi and you're in Nairobi, and then after 1 hour I deliver that product to you as a seller, the release of the money is automatic. So as long as the buyer says that they received the order, as from Single Pay, there's nothing that we're doing. The release of the money is automatic. Immediately, the buyer confirms that they received the order. So it's automatic.
What if the buyer fails to confirm or is a fraudulent one and fails to confirm?
So we've provided like a 24-hour window. So like within those 24 hours, and then the item has been delivered. But that's why we are partnering with that delivery partner, so that after those 24 hours that the delivery has been done, but the buyer has not yet confirmed that they received the order, or maybe it's a buyer that received the order and then just sat on it, didn't say anything. So that in such instances, Single Pay will come in and then release the payment automatically to the seller. We'll assume that the silence means that the buyer received what they ordered because they didn't tell us something different. So within that 24-hour window after the delivery has been done and there's no reaction from the buyer's side, we release the payment. We assume that the buyer got what they paid for and then we release the payment to the seller. Yeah.
Also, here is where the delivery partner comes in. So when the product is delivered to the customer and the customer checks a box that they have already received the product, the delivery partner also ticks, there's a place they're supposed to check. So if the delivery partner checks and the customer checks, the money is released to the seller.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, Single Pay, and excellent product there. Big market. Over to you, Noreen.
Thank you. Yes, great product. I'm going to add on to the questions from the last two judges. You keep on saying the buyer and the seller confirm. Is this all done on the application?
Yeah.
And when you include the delivery partner as an extra step, so the delivery partner, because this is a scenario, it's not in reality, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so how would they confirm? So I get the product, let's say I'm getting the Gucci bag, the delivery partner comes to the door, we both agree, and then something happens in the application so that the funds that were sitting in your system gets released to the seller, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So in reference to your go-to-market strategy, since it seems the burden is on the buyer, I'm the one who has to sign up as a buyer to say, I want to buy the handbag from Beba House or at Afya Center. I'm the one who initiates that this is what I want to buy, and I'm using Single Pay to protect myself.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the burden again is on the buyer to be charged the 2% on top of the M-Pesa charge and anything else, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So how does the delivery partner come? So like we have M-Pesa APIs that we actually partner with. So like the buyer deposits money from the M-Pesa account and then into SinglePay. And then from there, the transactions happen in the SinglePay ecosystem, not like, so we'll be the one charging the 2% at that time. And so like when the delivery partner delivers the item, obviously the buyer has to sign somewhere like this item was delivered by so and so, and then they sign. So in such an instance where they're like, we have to confirm ourselves that the item was delivered, but the buyer has not told us that the item was delivered. We just have to check with the seller that they delivered this item. Then we check with the delivery partner that this item was delivered. Then from there, we go to SinglePay and then release that payment automatically to the seller, assuming that the buyer received the item, but they did not tell us they received it.
Thank you. On to the next.
Hi, SinglePay. Can you hear me?
Yes, clearly.
Yes. So, it's a brilliant idea, trying to solve trust, especially in societies like ours where trust is social and so forth. My question is, once I've used SinglePay twice with, let's say, seller X, where would I come back to it? So I wanted Gucci, I got Gucci. I bought again, I got Gucci. So somehow I've created that trust. Where would I come back as a user to SinglePay if I've already built that, gotten that trust?
All right, so with that, SinglePay mainly is for you to, because the moment of being scammed is usually not predictable. So like, even let's say there are some sites where you go, you pay, and then they lure you with some high amount. So like you pay, this time let's say the transaction was around 1,500 bucks, you pay, then they deliver the item. The next time, you maybe buy a product worth 5,000 shillings, then they also deliver the item. Then after some, let's say 1 month, you buy something worth 10,000 shillings and you see that they deliver the past 2 instances. Let me now use M-Pesa and then pay them. Pay them and then with that 10,000 shillings, then they disappear with your money. So SinglePay is there to protect you from those unpredictable times that you don't know when the scammer will strike. So please use SinglePay at that time to ensure that you are always safe from those unpredictable times.
To add on to that, I'm sure some of us have also heard of siblings and maybe even very close friends, maybe getting into a hard time because of trust issues. Maybe you are a creditor to your friend, and then maybe you even get into a very harsh relationship. So the issue of trust is very hard. It doesn't matter whether you're brothers or very close friends or business partners. People cross, we've seen even big companies, they go down because of the issue of trust. So SinglePay here, we are at the bridge, we bring that trust. So whether you know the seller for a long time or you've met the seller for the first time, you are sure of the business going to the complete. And there is no way you will be scared that the business may be cut short because maybe the seller has gained your trust, so they decide to scam you at the end of it all. Thank you.
Also, to add on top of what George and Ted have said, SinglePay he had mentioned that we are going to add more traditional banking features. So where you have everything, where the app will be a one-stop shop for everything. So where you can deposit money, where you can withdraw money, where you can send money, where you can also have your insurance there. And also we had thought about a feature where we can have an e-commerce platform on there so that people can just go on the platform, buy and use SinglePay on the same app.
Yeah, please allow me a minute. So in our society right now, everything is paid for. You need money, you have to pay for it. You need clothes, you have to pay for it. And as at SinglePay, we've already developed the payment infrastructure for that. We also have the payment APIs and the SinglePay app. So from there, even if you don't want to use SinglePay for escrow service, within the next 5 years, you'll maybe need to use SinglePay to receive your salaries earlier or you need to receive money from abroad, you can go to SinglePay. So we want to make SinglePay a platform where no matter your financial need, you'll always open SinglePay and get something that can help you in your payment needs. So that's where we're going.
Wow, that was a very informative presentation. And now we go back to Kampala, Uganda, whereby we'll get to hear from Team Saben. Saben Foods.
Our team, thank you. Take a look at Lisa. She's a smallholder farmer from a little village, practicing agriculture on less than 2 hectares. And her production capacity is from 200 to 500 kilograms. Too little to compel a potential buyer from Kampala. And when her harvest is ready, for her to get better prices, she has to go to Gulu, 57 kilometers away from her village. She has to sell to a middleman who offers her a less price. This loses confidence to invest in production. Being the only source for her family, she becomes frustrated. How do smallholder farmers connect to markets? Not only in a much more sustainable way, but also put more money into their hands so that they can meet their best needs, like education and healthcare, which are really key in rural transformation. My name is Ngule Ban, and I am the founder of Saben Foods, a for-profit social enterprise integrating last-mile small producing farmers into sustainable supply chains in northern Uganda, whose aim is to create transparent, efficient, and commercially viable village agent sourcing networks to supply local, regional, and international buyers with the high quality and traceable produce. As we all know, climate change and food crisis shortage have remained Africa's biggest challenges, leaving millions of children malnourished, hundreds of people in fear of hunger and poverty, and thousands of youth in employment crisis. According to Food Agriculture Organization, every single year, 1.3 billion tons of food goes into waste. This is 7% linked into insufficient supply chain, whereby last mile small producing farmers are usually left behind in more established supply chains. Meanwhile, urban food retailers, whom 80% are women, have continued to rely on unreliable brokers who often inflate prices, making food more expensive for the final consumers. Saben Foods exists to address these challenges by leveraging on aggregation to offer a distribution platform for smallholder farmers and a purchasing center to urban food retailers. And by doing that, we're bringing together the supply power of smallholder farmers to better negotiate prices, engage directly with home buyers, and also benefit from economies of scale. Not only that, we create sufficient supply chain with less price risk, less food waste, and a convenient transaction for producers and consumers. We aim to digitalize our operations to bring the critical cell to settlement gap in an innovative and scalable way. Since inception in 2020, we have sourced 250 tons of produce, employed 10 aggregators, and we are planning to grow our farmer base from 500 to 5,000 farmers and increase their revenue share from $50 to $100 per season. Our biggest competitor is Farmnera, but we are strategically located in rural areas, and on average, we enable farmers earn more 25% on their produce, providing an incentive to maximize their produce, their income. We work on a B2B business model where we have 1% on farmer sales and 10% on urban food retailer sales. This is 25% less the price charged in the market, making us cheaper and affordable. Our customers are the last mile small producing farmers and the urban food retailers. These make up to 25 million people of the current 45 million population in Uganda. But our goal is the 8 million. These are unbanked and have got low purchasing power. And that's where we want to put our solution and later replicate to bigger numbers. Our go-to-market strategy is through live chats, social handles like Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter. The food demand in Uganda today is 7 billion annual and growing. And our goal is to increase food access on the market by sourcing 10% of the market demand, supplying 10,000 urban food retailers, and impacting 65,000 lives, depending on agriculture, by the year 2025. We are seeking for the $6,000 to ignite us increase our capital capacity to offtake more 15% of farmer harvest, and that will see us onboarding more 500 farmers in year 1 and 1,000 farmers in year 2, train them on good agronomic practices and double their yields. We are a team of 4 trained in agribusiness management and finance with over altogether 20 years working experience in agricultural monitoring and evaluation, logistics, marketing, crop value, and supply chain. We really see our solution as an answer to this particular problem, as it gives farmers confidence to continue investing in production and also ensures less food waste, leading to more efficient land use and better water resource management with a positive impact on climate change and livelihood. At Saben Foods, we believe a strong food system starts with the efficiency and effectiveness of smallholder farmers in the agricultural sector. Thank you. We believe together we shall be there.
Thank you so much, Saben Foods, for the excellent presentation and just taking us through your proposition, which is very valuable. My first question goes towards your value proposition. What differentiates you from many other providers in the market? Because this is an industry that has a couple of people already playing in it. What is different about Saben that the others have not or are not yet doing?
Okay, thank you. As earlier I said, our biggest competitor is Famnella. And when you look at all these key players in the industry, they are much focused on people who meet big volumes. For instance, they have put a limit that 1 ton and above, and that's not the case with us. We are at the grassroots level, serving someone who is producing from 200 and above. So that creates a uniqueness with our key competitors in the market.
Okay, so basically what you will be doing is replacing the middleman. How then do you plan to organize the logistics to connect the small scale producer all the way to the urban consumer? What's the plan around that? What's your capacity to handle that?
Yeah, thank you. We believe there are so many market strategies that are already laid in the system, in the space. For example, the mobile application. But when you take the village people, they have no internet access. That is why we designed the aggregation sector, where that an aggregator is placed in that particular area, and farmers are able to collect their produce, bring to that area. Then we supply the urban food retailers ourselves.
All right. Thank you very much, Saben Foods. It's great to know that we're looking at the last mile farmer or smallhold farmer. My question is around quality. This is food being distributed. Are there any capacity building programs for the farmers, and how does that tie into your social impact and your social enterprise? Because we know that a lot of smallholder farmers, especially those that are really doing small scale production, do not look a lot into the quality. So what are you doing to ensure that there's quality end produce to the buyers in the urban setting?
Thank you for that question. When you look at our team, we have an agriculture extension service provider, and this is targeted at looking from the production time to the harvest time. So he's there to guide these farmers on the kind of seeds they are supposed to plant, on the post-harvest handling process, up to the time they bring to the collection center managed by our aggregators. So we are always on the ground. We have a team that is on the ground, training these farmers from day one of production to the time of harvesting. And on the due process, quality is considered.
All right, thank you very much. Maybe just to wrap up, I just want to have a sneak peek into, are you generating revenue? Are you making any profits yet?
Yeah, we're already making revenue. For the last 12 months, we generated $5,000. And this is done by charging 1% from farmer sales and the 10% from the urban food retailers.
To you, judges.
Hi. I want to know what your cost structure is like. Part of your value chain, you're basically taking a lot of things in your value chain. You have to think of the extension worker. You have to think of the transportation of the goods. How is it? How are you making profit? What's your markup like? Because you're taking on quite a lot of cost.
Yeah, thank you. When you look at our cost of production, a kilogram goes at $1, and when you add our markup of 50%, we sell our 1 kilogram at $2. So we still have a good profit margin that caters for those expenses, and we remain with some profit at the end.
Okay, thank you.
Great presentation, Saben. I don't know, maybe I missed it. How many small-scale farmers have you onboarded?
Currently, we have 500.
500. All right. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for that presentation, Saving Foods. There are a lot of farmers that will definitely benefit from you cutting out the middleman. And in Nairobi, we have another team that will be cutting out middlemen for creatives who really, really need a platform to reach their audience. I love to play the guitar, and I'll be dusting off my guitar knowing that I might just move out of struggling artists into something else. So Art of Freak in Nairobi, tell us about your platform and how it is helpful to creatives.
Hello, I am Madundu Mzee. And I am Tubuna Mzee. We are passionate creatives with years' experience in the creative industries as musicians, record producers, and event planners. Art Africa is a social enterprise with a mission of finding sustainable solutions for the creative economy. And we are doing this by providing an online marketplace where creatives can sell their physical and digital products directly to their fans and customers. We cater mostly to the up-and-coming creatives, the musicians, the poets, the digital artists, so that they can monetize their passion. Ever since our inception in 2020, we've had three main goals. One is to fully maximize on the benefits of the internet and accelerate the creative sector through digitalization. Number two is to provide you with a one-stop shop for all your artistic goods. Number three, and most importantly, is to empower and support these creatives. Our website is easy to use. Vendors go online, create their online store with their profiles, social media handles, upload their products, and also have an easy to use backend where they can monitor their revenue, transactions, and their customer base. Buyers buy directly, with 90% going directly to the creatives and 10% retained within the company as a percentage commission. We currently have 100 registered vendors on the site and up to 60 active users. And as of now, we are proud to say that we've helped these creatives generate up to $10,000 thanks to an amazing board that includes A-list creatives in the Kenyan industry like Prezo, Kevo K-Force, Don Tala, and Miraj Bagela. I am sure our CFO here has amazing numbers for us.
For sure. With the current user interaction, the 100 and the 60 active users, we are looking into hitting 48,000 user interactions by 2025, with a proportion of 50% who will be active users, that is 24,000. But unfortunately, we'll be barely hitting the mark of 30% of the stipulated 200,000 creatives who are in Kenya.
Wow, amazing numbers, amazing numbers. Sure. Apart from the percentage commission that we charge, we also generate income through selling advertising space on the site and also scalability through affiliate marketing tokens. And the $6,000 will really help us in terms of not only doing our technological upgrades and supporting our operations costs, but majorly our marketing activities so that our effects can be felt extensively. Remember, this is an industry generating up to 85 billion Kenyan shillings, contributing to 5% of the nation's GDP. So we think it's high time for investors and the society to acknowledge the dynamism and the profitability of the creative industries. Tumuna, give us some numbers, please.
Also, with the projected 24,000 active users by 2025, with an average bucket transaction of $150 equivalent to 15,000 Kenya shillings per month, we are looking into raking 315 million Kenya shillings by 2025, and this will be a proportion of 3.36% of the projected 106 billion raked by the creative sector by 2025.
Amazing, big numbers, big goals.
Yeah.
And for us at Atafric, making $1 million is good, but serving 1 million people is much, much better. Because this is about creating a culture of supporting art through buying art and ensuring that these creatives benefit from digitalization and our support. With the support of Leila Jana Foundation, we'll not only create social impacts, but the world will also experience an empowerment through the creations of these creatives. So let us join hands, guys. We are looking forward. Thank you so much.
Very much Atafric, a brilliant pitch and great innovation to help the creatives out there. I wanted to understand, one, your projected lifetime value for your customers. How long do you expect them to stay and make from them?
Currently, because for us as creatives, we're born in the creative space, creativity never ends. For example, musicians, people like Koffi Olomide, they are singing until the age of 60 years old. So these are people that will be generating income regularly. And this is not only about focusing on this product of ours. This is like an added revenue stream where, apart from the YouTube views that they get or the streaming platforms. So this is an added revenue for longevity in terms of their creative passions.
Just a follow up on that is, how do you expect to drive traffic to the platform?
We're currently doing aggressive marketing in terms of our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we're also doing engaging with other brands in terms of flea markets. We usually go to flea markets and try to onboard people on the site. A word of mouth is also our main source of marketing tool.
Okay.
Excellent proposition at Atafric. There's just not enough being done to support the art and the creative sector. So this is definitely something that is needed in the economy. I wanted to understand a little bit more around your economic model. How do you make money?
Mr. CFO?
So as mentioned by Major, actually 90% goes to the creative and 10% remains on the company, with 7% being our OPEX and the 3% being some of our service providers.
Accessibility. Who do you charge? Who pays for your service?
Pardon?
Who is it that pays for the service?
Actually, no one pays for the services. It's a matter of the creative actually being empowered fully. And that's why we are really insisting on the 90% going to the creative. For instance, if it's an item worth 100 shillings, 90 shillings will go to the creative, 10 shillings will remain in the company, where 7 shillings will remain as part and parcel of our OPEX, and the 3% will cover our expenses such as single pay, as we have mentioned, there's transaction costs, include as well as delivery, plus digital service tax, that's 1.25%.
And most of the buyers are the funds, because us growing up, most of the money that we receive were coming in from the people who really support our music. So fans buy directly, and with aggressive marketing, we are not only doing marketing in terms of vendors to onboard on the platform, but also for the users, for the buyers to come and support the creative. So we are doing not only marketing locally, but also internationally, so that people who want to buy mostly physical products from the Kenyan market, we've seen a lot of interest in terms of the bracelets, the paintings, and those are our main customers.
Thank you for that clarification. So your access is predominantly web access, or do you have other channels like mobile?
No, currently, and that's why we are seeking the grant so that we can get into applications. Right now, we have a really stable website that is operating nationwide.
All right. Thank you. And now my final question is on your competitors. Definitely the customers are already accessing these products through other platforms. Who are your main competitors, and how do you plan to go above them and capture that market?
Our main competitor actually is one company that I wouldn't mention their name, but we have an added advantage because we are charging 7% only from the costs of the buyer. And also we have an added advantage because we are the only marketplace in Kenya which has infused the physical and digital products. Apart from that, our activities also include our blog section that speaks of the importance of art. So it's not just an application where people just buy and sell. We're speaking on the importance and preaching this gospel about empowering the artists. And we're also contributing to our digital service tax deductions from the creative getting their money. Apart from that, we also have our team is full of passionate creatives. We are not just people from other industries. We understand the pains of these creatives, so it gives us a deep conviction of helping them to monetize their passion.
And also to add on that, don't get us wrong, our judges. We are not trying to nullify the existing revenue streams by the creatives. We are trying to give them an added advantage where they have more power over their content. As we do understand the current intermediaries, we do not understand the intricacies of how, for instance, if I upload a music on a YouTube channel, for instance, how I will generate revenue. So our model is as simple as possible, where the creative will understand that if I put this song outside there and I have 5 fans who can actually buy the song at 100 shillings, I can actually get a certain amount of money within a stipulated duration of time, and this amount will be deducted, as opposed to the current models that are outside there.
Thank you, Atafrik. Over to you, Noreen.
Thank you. No questions from me. Thank you.
Hey, Atafrik. I have 3 questions. So first of all, it's a brilliant idea trying to get the starving artists, as it were, the saying, to get their pay. But I'm wondering why would I not use Facebook or Shopify or lots of other platforms out there? Why would I come to Atafrik?
So first and foremost, it's inbuilt. It's something that's built in Kenya, number 1. Number 2, as I've mentioned while I was answering Lillian's question, we do not understand the intricacies of the intermediaries that we currently have on the system. Number 3, we are the cheapest in terms of rates that we are charging. The competitor that my partner has mentioned, the least amount that they charge is 20% of the creative's content, which I think is quite unfair. They do not understand that a lot of manpower is put into the products. For instance, a painting, a lot of manpower is put in, a lot of cost is put into it. So charging the creative 20% is quite unfair. We will not be empowering them in the long term. So for us, trying to mark it up at 10% will be quite a fair price to the creatives in general.
Okay, that's great. And then how big is this market?
The market is big, actually.
Let me take that up. So for the 200,000, it's actually an estimation. Right now in Kenya, as you know, 50% is a population comprised of individuals aged 18 to 35. and 70% of these individuals are marked as unemployed. By the textbook definition, unemployment is in an individual who has the capacity to work but doesn't have the opportunities to flex their skills. And out of these unemployed individuals, we are giving a 1% estimation to be in the creative space. So with basic mathematics, 1% or 50% or 70% gives us 250,000 individuals who are within the creative space in Kenya.
Yes, and in terms of also revenue generation, as we've mentioned, the industry contributes to 85 billion Kenyan shillings, which is a direct proportion to 5% of the nation's GDP that will grow to 10% by the year 2025. Yeah. So we can see a huge potential in terms of the creative industry, and now we are seeking to find ways in which the creative can really tap from this potential.
Very nice. My last question related to that: we don't have a very big culture of buying art or music or creative stuff, and it seems like your entire business would depend on that, right? If you have a society that just doesn't buy stuff and pirates it mostly, how are you going to solve that? Because you build, the platform is there, but no one is coming to buy because you just don't have a culture of buying things. We go to the show, but we won't buy the music.
Just like you've said, a culture is something that is built progressively. We've seen industries like international industries like Hollywood who have already surpassed this process of buying physically. So for us, it's really about putting the power of support and also digitalization. So through the power of the society, we are sure that these people can really appreciate the fact that creatives need to be supported, just like any other industry. Looking back at the times of the pandemic, we saw industries getting a lot of support, like the health sector, the finance sector, but we'll all agree that the creative sector was the one that was left behind. There were no shows, no events, no. So we are looking in terms of trying to safeguard this, let's say, a situation like happened in 2020, so that we can't get back in terms of creatives getting their money, and also trying to find ways in which they can really monetize.
And also to add on that, George, I do understand that many people do understand that the creative space is only made of music. It's quite a vast space. It involves painters. We even have bakers who are actually artists. Can you mention a few?
Yes, Cake Superior.
Yeah, like we also have potters. So it's not only the music creative space that we're trying to tap into. And as my colleague has mentioned, it's an integrated platform that tries to cut across the creative dynamic sector.
And also, if I may add, it's not only about buying and selling, because when we talk about our scalability at Africa, we have only talked about the products. Now we are looking into going into services. We're looking into going into coaching, like teachers who will be teaching art online. We're looking into decentralizing the website so that we can get into NFTs, cryptocurrency, blockchain, and also maybe other services like bookings, where people maybe need to book for a makeup artist or a tattoo artist or a producer session. So it's not only about buying and selling, it encompasses the whole creative space.
Thank you very much. Sounds exciting.
Wow, what can we say? It's a brilliant idea. It's a good platform that you're about to see what's going to happen in 2 weeks. And thank you very much, Atafric, for that presentation. Sanitation is an important part of our ecosystem. And the next team is helping communities in Uganda and at the same time providing value for farmers. Here to tell us more is Innovative Hubs, Waste to Resource.
Oh, thank you, Hilary. Here we are to speak about sanitation. If you see in the current era, we are seeing we're seeing cities expanding, which is attracting a lot of people coming looking for good quality life, looking for earn enough money, and then good services. And when these people come to the cities, the population grows, and when the population grows, the city resources trained to manage to manage the population. So and this also adds to the people's population in the slums, expanding the slums which can't even handle them. And the major problem comes on the West, because these people have too much waste because of the population being increased, and where the city authorities can't handle by themselves. So this waste includes the human waste, includes organic waste, and include also the garbage. But then when you see beg your pardon. Excuse me, my focus had gone somewhere. Yeah, sorry. Okay then. Thank you. As you look currently, that we have cities expanding. We have growth of new cities in Uganda. Yeah, and then with this city expanding, it attracts a lot of people seeking for good health services, seeking for employment opportunities, seeking for more money to earn. And when these people come to the cities, the city doesn't expand. So they have to fill into the current accommodations, which increases the sizes of the slums around, because of when they come in, most of them can't handle the high life. So they end up squeezing themselves to the slums, which increases with a lot of people in the slums, which increases also the waste in the slums. Yeah, which waste include human waste, organic waste, and garbage. And then when you see these authorities handling this, can't manage by themselves because it's overwhelming for them. Yeah. So and then a few people around can access the sewage systems that can help move all these wastes. So, which is about 20% of the people. So the 80% of the waste is left untreated and improperly disposed of. So this when you come in as Innovate Hub Uganda to help convert this waste into something usable. That's why we have this a project called Waste to Resource. Because in this we provide communities with toilets, which toilets are composite toilets, which have bins down, and when you use them, what you put down goes to the bin, and this bin, our colleagues come collect the bins, take them to where we go to a demonstration piece of land where we ferment and then mix this to make fertilizers. These fertilizers are used by farmers that to help them yield, and this improves the yield by about 30%, increasing on their income and what they use at home. And then it's the same. Then with this organic, we're planning with this fund. This organic waste with this fund, we want to also go into producing black soldier flies that produced larvas, which larvas can be used for animal feeds. These animal feeds have too much proteins compared to the current silverfish that is being used in the food of animals. So with this, with our no waste model, we tend to clean up the city and then keep it healthy and then prosperous.
Yes, with the current fund that we're going to receive, we're going to construct 2 toilets to 2 schools that are in their state that do not have access to good sanitation. We'll be collecting waste to our centralized space where we're going to be converting it into organic fertilizer. Like my colleague said,
sorry to cut you short, but your time is up. Thank you for the pitch. I've been struggling to understand the product. So in a sentence or less, could you tell us what product it is you're selling?
Okay, the product that we are selling right now, it's an organic fertilizer that we give to farmers, and then we also use it to our demonstration farm. We also have a product of a compost toilet. This toilet doesn't smell or bring flies, and it's affordable to everyone that is in slum areas.
Is it a tested product? If yes, are you generating, what's your revenue model?
Our revenue model is we have a public toilet so far that we've tested on, that we franchise to a community member where she earns some little money, but she pays us upfront, and then for her starts earning some money. Then we also have these household toilets that we give to household people with their houses in slums. These people, they buy what we call sawdust that we use that kills pathogens in these toilets, and also they pay some little money when we are collecting this waste.
From me, over to you. Yeah.
Which waste? Which waste we take here? Right?
Thank you. Thank you. Practice in stating your problem statement, and the solution would be really useful going forward. My question today is more around licenses and certifications. Given that you're in the sanitation space, what are some of the licenses you have acquired to be able to, or do you need one? And what are some of the things you've gone ahead in terms of making your product or service safe to use for the mass markets?
Okay, with that, so right now we've been running a demonstration farm. So all these things has been on trial on our farm. So when we tend to go out wide to cover up all this, to cover up Kampala City Hall, that's when we shall move on with the NEMA licenses and all the licenses needed.
And we're happy to tell you that we are working with NARO right now for more extensive research, and they are willing to help us more to develop this model and have a successful project. That is National Agricultural Research Organization.
All right, thank you. Over to you, Noreen.
Thank you. I had a question in reference to the product. I'm going to ask the same question again. So the product is human waste being reused as fertilizer. Is that correct?
Yes, human waste with kitchen waste.
Okay, and I think the judges have asked that before. How is it, one, how are you making it safe for lack of a better word, consumption, that it can be used as a fertilizer by the farmers? Is that something that's still?
It goes through
Go
a
ahead.
natural process. Goes through a natural process of rotting, because when you mix the human waste with organic waste with the soil and then cover it and give it time to rot, and then after keep on mixing, later it comes out to be a normal manure.
And this is what is at the demonstration farm? Is that what you're currently doing?
Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you. Over to you.
Hi. Could you tell me a little bit about your costs?
The cost of
Yes.
Cost in building.
In building what exactly?
As a business, when you're trying to create this value, what are the costs that you are meeting?
Okay, to construct a household toilet, it takes almost less than $1. That is $1,000. That is a public toilet, $1,000. Then to construct a household toilet that people use in their houses, that is less than $1. That is $100 per toilet. So that's the cost someone has to buy that toilet from us. And then when we are franchising it, that is $1,000. He or she takes a toilet at $1,000, and then people use it and then pay. So when you compare, at least one of the person that has our toilet, a public toilet, at least every month earns $500 per pay use.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, judges. Our judge mentor and trainer, Waihiga Mwaura, he's backstage, but you'll be hearing from him a little bit later in the evening, has been working with this team, with this particular cohort since they started. And there's something that he always says, it takes a lot of courage and bravery for you to teach in front of judges. So well done.
Thank you.
Well done. The next team that is coming up, our final team today actually, is going to educate, demystify, and introduce us to alternative but healthy food options. Taking the stage next is Echo Dudu Ranch in Nairobi.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cliff Olal, and I am the founder of Echo Dudu Ranch. My company is developing a highly nutritious alternative protein source to help Kenya achieve zero hunger and malnutrition with the consumption of edible insects such as crickets. We compete in the growing entomophagy market, which last year was a $1.18 billion value market. We are similar to Insectipro, but we are aiming to venture into the production of cricket-based food products, and these include cakes, breads, and even cookies. Currently, we have started our production, though at a small level scale. We are KEBS certified, and we have partnered with Somo Africa. Well, I got this idea of mine while I was still in campus from a professor, and he told us that entomophagy will be a big thing in the future. Previously, I was a cloth vendor selling second-hand clothes. And back in 2020, during the coronavirus pandemic, my business got to go down significantly. And hence, I could not afford a balanced diet. So I could majorly eat on ugali, and which is the maize, and sukuma wiki, the kales. You can find that this diet is not balanced. Hence, because proteins is one of the most expensive food supplements to buy. My company, we grow our own crickets. These are crickets, a species called Grylus bimaculatus. And with this, we have 3 flavors: salt and vinegar, barbecue flavored, and cinnamon and caramel. With this consumption of these crickets, you'll get to have high nutritional value because you get satisfactory amounts of proteins and satisfactory amounts of energy with other micronutrients such as iron and zinc. You can eat these crickets as a snack. You can consume them as your crisps. Yeah, we roast them. So you can eat them as a snack, or you can eat them as an accompaniment of your daily dishes, and that is the ugali and sukuma wiki. Or if you're eating the chapati or you're eating pilau, whichever dish that you want to eat, you can serve using this product of ours. We also have another product, though I have not come with it, and this is the cricket powder. And the cricket powder is this cricket which is grinded into flour form. You can use it in your uji, unga ya uji, the flour with the porridge flour. You can consume it that way. You can also mix it with your unga ya ugali. You can consume it that way. You can also partake it in as a milkshake for the bodybuilders, because with this pack, you can have the 3 branch chain amino acids, which the bodybuilders go to look for in the protein shakes, which they're chemically produced. And with these products, you can find us on Google and on our social platforms. We are located in Njiru, Kayole, and all of you are welcome. Thank you so much.
Wow, excellent. I have never known we can do such things with cricket. So thank you so much, Ikodudu, for bringing that up. I'd love to see you eat some though.
Yeah, and also my contestants, I've already given them, they've already tested, and a thumbs up if you liked it. So as you can see, my competitors like it. So that's a thumb up for me, right? I hope I can win about it.
Good for you. My first question is around revenue. Have you sold, and how much have you sold so far?
Yes, I have sold. I have like 30 regular customers, and by word of referrals also from a Google site. And so far, I have sold like 30 kgs, and per kg, the roasted crickets goes for 2,500 Kenya shillings. For the flour, it goes for 3,000 Kenya shillings. But because it might sound expensive, I'm trying to bring in people from the low-income areas so that they can embrace this bubbling idea and this good product. So these small sachets that I have here, this is a 50-gram sachet, sorry, and I'm selling it at 100 shillings. I also have a smaller sachet. This is a 25-gram sachet. I am selling it at 50 shillings.
All right. And my final question is around cultural barrier. We cannot ignore the fact that it's not a common food consumed in the country or in the region. How do you plan to override that or change the culture to bring in more entomophagy products into the market?
That's a very good question. Now I have an answer to that. Here in Kenya, we are in Africa. This concept is not new. Traditionally, people in Kenya have been eating insects, though not specifically crickets, but people from the Western, Nyanza, and also Turkana area, they've been eating something called kumbe kumbe, sorry, in Kiswahili, and kumbe kumbe are the flying termites. When rain comes, and then the insect comes out. So this idea is not common, and I try to demystify this issue of eating crickets for those people who see it as yak. Yeah, I'm trying to make now my secondary products. Now that's where I come in. For those people who see this as yak, I'm going to make for them the bread, the cakes and cookies made out of cricket flour. So that's one way I'm going to demystify it.
Wonderful. Over to you, Aisha.
Brilliant, Ekodudu. Personally, I have a phobia for insects. I've never tried any. However, now that you're looking at creating flour, cookies, maybe I might be potentially one of those customers. I'd want to understand, one, the life shelf of these products, and then secondly, what makes your team the most suitable for implementing this business?
Well, yes. I am more suitable to run this because for sure I have knowledge. I have the background knowledge. I have studied in the University of Nairobi. I did BSc biology and I had second up class honors. I wish my lecturer was here to see me now. I think he'll be very proud of me. And if you could please come again on your first question.
Of the product.
Shelf life, yeah, sorry. This product, it can stay for around 6 months or even 1 year, as long as you store it in a cool and dry area. I have roasted the product, so it means all the nutrients, all the liquidity in it, it has already been taken care of. So there's no need for one to think that maybe there's liquid inside. It is completely dry. You can take it as dry as it is. So the shelf life is quite long since it is dried.
I just wanted to comment on the branding, brilliant branding out there. So kudos to you and the team. Over to you, Noreen.
Great work, Ekodudu. I have one comment and one question. So the comment would be most probably concern in your name. There's another entity with the exact same name. You might have to look into that. They do something similar on the. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
But
so they
us,
do.
We are called Ekodudu Ranch. Oh, sorry.
Yes, I get you're called Ekodudu Ranch and they're called Ekodudu. Period, but you're in the same, one is for fertilizer and one is for food. So it might be a concern. That would be something you need to look into. And then the question I have is inside production. So where are you, one, roasting the crickets and two, creating the flour?
All those are in my vicinity, in our farm in Jiru. We have a small farm where I rear the crickets in cricket pens. I roast them using an oven, just a regular oven. So, and also the flour, I have a grinder. It's called a disc mill, specifically because it's not something like you can grind using these other millers. So it's called a disc mill. So all these machineries, I have them in my facility. That's where I operate from.
And how would that affect scale? So if you're going to produce more than what you're currently producing, would you be able to handle scale?
Now that's my main ask, because with the $6,000 US, if hopefully given, that's where it will help me much more to scale up, because I need some machineries, I need incubators, and I need dehydrators for me to scale up easily, and also a freezer for me to freeze my product after harvesting. So I can't really scale up that much because I lack the funds. That's why I am here, hoping to win.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ekodudu Ranch. I have to say I'm from Uganda and we do enjoy eating some insects. We have a season in November where you eat grasshoppers. Anyhow, out of curiosity, what are some of your challenges outside of the tools that you're talking about, the machinery? What are some of your challenges in running this business, and how are you thinking about how are you solving them now, and how do you think you'll solve them at scale?
Well, number one, my first problem is consumer acceptability. Although I've made a major stride in doing market research, many people are embracing it They tell me it's a good idea. They tell me what I should add, because I often go out and ask people what I should add, what I should remove. So consumer acceptability is one of my most challenging things. And they tell me the ideas of how they can accept eating it. And majorly from my review, they tell me that if I can put it in a form that I can eat, and that is the bread, cakes, and cookies, then most probably they might taste my product. Number two, another challenge, it was previously, but now I've handled it. It was the legislation part of it, because this is a new product. It has never been licensed before. So it was quite challenging, but I've made major strides on it. And now I have something written in a legislature that you can eat cricket. So I am good to go.
Thank you very much.
That was our last speech. Kampala studio, we couldn't hear you, but we're hoping to get some technical things. So we go back, jump to Tassi.
Back from Kampala studio. Thank you so much, Hillary. Our sound is back. I was just saying the team in Kampala and I were talking about all sorts of insects that we eat. I'm from Zimbabwe and we eat all sorts of things, from opani worms to grasshoppers to white ants like Uganda, and crickets will be a welcome addition. I prefer them as the sound of the night, but willing to try something new. So Echo Dudu, let's see how that goes for you. This has brought our pitch day competition to an end for now, but we will be back at 4 p.m. East Africa time to find out which of these 8 teams will be walking away with $6,000 each, 1 year of mentorship, and of course support from the Laila Jana Foundation. But before we go, one of our board members, Tassilo, is in studio with us. Tassilo, how are you feeling about the pitches today?
Wow, it was awesome. Can you hear me? It was awesome. So, I mean, besides, I'm a big fan of insects. I think it will solve a lot of our problems in the future. I loved all of them. I mean, currently I'm still at light that is provided by the electrical grid and not yet by VaultKit, but who knows. Learned about splashbacks, was very interesting. Water filters, I mean, I can't even go through all of them. It was really amazing. I mean, thank you to all of you. It was really cool to see all the things that you guys are bringing. Gonna be very curious what the judges think about your pitches. And well, I'll see you in my morning, in your evening, with the winners. So thank you, all of you. It's amazing to see the effort that you guys put into these ideas. You're gonna help transform the world, one small cricket, one small battery, one small filter at a time. Good luck. Thank you very much.
See you at 4 p.m.